Coach, arriving for the WAC tournaments in style, I see.
Yeah, I love my new car. This is awesome. This thing goes pretty fast.
Well, I'm gonna let you drive it some more, but first, what do you say we go inside and talk WAC tournament?
Let's do it.
It's the UTRGV Tennis and Swimming and Diving Special at North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. I'm Jonah Goldberg. We're now joined by UTRGV Women's Tennis head coach Wes Knott. Coach, thanks for joining us.
I'm happy to be here.
Well, Coach, you're set to host the Western Athletic Conference tennis tournaments in just a few days on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the HEB Tennis Center at Pendleton Park. So how excited are you to be able to host the WAC tournaments?
For us, it's a long time coming. We've been working hard to build in a strong team and working with the community, and it's been great to partner with the city of Harlingen, getting out there doing some events. So to get us competing in front of our local people against other great teams in the WAC is going to be really exciting. So we're looking forward to it.
I know you've done a lot around the valley. You've been in Harlingen, Brownsville, Edinburgh. You get out there with clinics, camps, matches. How important is it to you to be able to get all across the valley?
It's huge. I mean, it's a big area and a lot of people play tennis. It's sunny down here. I think a lot of young people and families are just wanting to get their kids outside, learning a new skill. So to get out there, partner with some of these local tennis pros and at their facilities has just been great. And also just doing some stuff at our own courts in Edinburgh has been awesome because some families come out and watch matches and they're really into it. So I think just igniting the passion for college tennis in the Valley has been eye-opening for some of these people, and we're looking to keep continuing that.
How have you seen the growth of tennis in the Valley during your time here?
A lot of people play. I mean, I did not know that when I first got here, but there's been a strong history of tennis down here, especially people just even coming over the border from Mexico, playing in McAllen, and then I think that's why there is a big facility in Harlingen, because a lot of young people are playing tennis and families realize, especially during COVID, that this is a great sport to play. You can be spaced out, you're outside, and it's a lifelong sport. So I think those are the reasons right there.
HEB Tennis Center, Pendleton Park, a beautiful 14-court facility. You can come on out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Admission is free to watch the WAC tennis tournaments that include the UTRGV men's and women's teams. And when you enter a conference tournament like this, what do you tell your team about competing on this stage?
Well, for me, the message is always the same. We just take it day by day, just try to have great practices and maximize what we can do on that given day. But of course, compete your hearts out. I think everyone can appreciate a team that goes out there is loud and peppy and really excited to compete and happy to win points. So we try to put a good product out there in terms of competing and see where the chips fall. But of course, we're trying to win and represent the Valley and do big things. We've been knocking on the door the last couple of years with some great tennis, and hopefully we can keep that going and maybe take it a step further this year.
Of course, you've got a couple student athletes who have been here for their entire careers, Isabel and Leah.
Yeah. When I first started here, those were my first two recruits, and one's from California, one's from France, and they've really taken pride in becoming a vaquero and really helping the program just consistently grow and I guess put our name on the map in terms of just how we play college tennis, like with our energy, and it's helped us attract other people to the courts and other great players to our team, and I think a lot of the other coaches and programs respect how we go about it, and they know it's going to be a tough match when they play us. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what Izzy and Leah do here in their last match, and especially here at home, because if we would have said this 4 years ago, I don't think that they would have thought, wow, we'd have this good of a team and be able to host the WAC championships right here in the Valley. So it's a big opportunity.
Of course, you've got a couple of student athletes in mid to high double-digit wins. One of them, Marjorie Souza, that's one to watch for. I mean, she's knocking on the door of 20 wins this year.
Marjorie Souza is a very special person. I did not see that coming when I first recruited her. She was a top 5, top 10 player from Brazil. I knew she could play, but she was a little small, and to compete at Division I level, you're playing kids 18 to 22 years old, and so she hit the weight room hard with our strength and conditioning staff, and she's just been head down in practice. And each year she's just incrementally getting better, but this year she really ran away with it, and she's a stud. She wins regardless of the circumstances. She handles adversity well, and she's the most humble person out there. You would never know she's the leader of our team just about how she goes about her business, but she's very professional, and she's only a junior, so we'll see what she does in the next year. It's going to be fun to watch.
As you enter the WAC tournaments this week in Harlingen, what can you tell us just overall about your team and how this season has gone?
For us, a big thing happened earlier this year. We beat University of Houston at University of Houston, and when I first got the job, they beat us 7-0, which was all 6 singles matches and the doubles point, and they beat us pretty good. So for us to go up there, and I don't think that they were taking it, they probably thought it was going to be an easy day, but we lost the doubles point. We came back and won a gritty match 4-3, being down match points on 2 different courts. So that was a huge win, just in terms of confidence that we could play at that next level to beat a Power 5 team. I know they're new in the Big 12 Conference, but that was massive for us. And so the belief is there, but now we just got to go out and consistently do it. But we have a young team at certain parts of the lineup, and they're learning quick each match. And I think it's just about being healthy and confident down the stretch here. And other years we've been probably performing a little bit more consistently, but that also put a lot of pressure on us down the stretch. So now we feel a little bit more loose, and there's not an elephant on our back. So we're going to be ready to just go out there and swing for the fences.
And finally, with the WAC tournament in Harlingen this week, you'll have all 8 WAC schools here. What can fans expect to see just watching WAC tennis?
Great players from all over the world who are not competing on the professional tour are right here in the Valley. Both on the men's and women's side, these players are elite. They move well. They're very passionate. I think there's great coaching as well here in the WAC, and it's going to be a really gritty tournament. I think there's some special teams to look out for and check out, but yeah, I'd say come on out for even if it's just 1 hour and check it out. It's going to be good tennis.
UTRGV hosting the Western Athletic Conference men's and women's tennis tournaments Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the HEB Tennis Center at Pendleton Park. Admission is free. Wes Knott, head coach of the UTRGV women's tennis team. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
We'll be back with UTRGV men's tennis head coach Nathan Robinson after this. This is the UTRGV Tennis and Swimming and Diving Special from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley.
UT Health RGV is dedicated to transforming healthcare in our community. Our board-certified doctors provide specialized, top-level care that's new to the Rio Grande Valley. We're embracing cutting-edge technology and advancing medical research for a healthier South Texas. And at our UTRGV School of Medicine, we're empowering the next generation of physicians you can trust. For the personalized care you need, choose UT Health RGV.
TownePlace Suites by Marriott, Edinburgh's newest destination spot and a host hotel of UTRGV Athletics, with the amenities that a frequent long-stay traveler or visiting team in town to take on the V-Nation looks for. The nightlife is amplified with Ignite Lounge, a great way to wrap up a long workday or celebrate a big win. TownePlace Suites by Marriott on Trenton, in between Business 281 and Sugar Road, and minutes away from the excitement of UTRGV. TownePlace Suites by Marriott, Edinburgh.
This is a walk-on athlete. They train long, put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Ooh, Coach Robinson driving in style.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take this home with me.
Sounds like a plan, but before you do, can we go record a show?
Definitely.
Let's do it. It's the UTRGV Tennis and Swimming and Diving Special from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. I'm Jonah Goldberg. We're now joined by UTRGV men's tennis head coach Nate Robinson. Nate, thanks for joining us.
Definitely, really appreciate you guys having me.
So it's a big week. In just a couple of days, you're going to be hosting the Western Athletic Conference tournaments over at the HEB Tennis Center at Pendleton Park. Admission's free. It's going to be going on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, April 18th through the 20th. So tell us just how exciting it is to be hosting the WAC tournament.
I mean, it's amazing to be able to host the WAC tournament down here in the Valley, get more eyes down here and things like that. Little home court advantage as well with the our conditions and stuff that we're used to. But just to be able to have the WAC come down here, all the WAC schools come down here, it's great to have that opportunity to have all those eyes be on the Valley.
And doing it in Harlingen, a place they've got this amazing 14-court facility. How special is it to have that kind of access here?
I mean, it's amazing. I mean, we're pretty lucky in all the facilities that we do have in the Valley. So to have the option to go to another facility like that, a big facility where we can host the WAC conference, it not be cramped, be really easy and way for us to really, kind of show out a little bit on what our capabilities are. It'll be great being there in that environment, I think, for all the teams that are coming down.
It really just shows your commitment to rallying the Valley. You play the majority of your home matches on campus in Edinburgh at the Orville Cox Tennis Center. And every now and then, if weather doesn't cooperate, you go indoors over to Quisqueya and Far, and now you get to host in Harlingen. And I know you've done clinics across the Valley as well. So you've really had this opportunity to help grow tennis throughout the Valley.
Definitely. I mean, that's one of our big commitments, is that we want to be not just in Edinburgh. We want the entire Valley to feel our presence and be able to be a part of UTRGV men's tennis. I think, myself and Wes Knott, our athletes have done an amazing job of being those people and where the entire community gets to see who these guys are from all over the world. I think that's great. And then also just the chance to build tennis, make it we get more people out to our matches and things like that. Being able to be in Brownsville and Harlingen and Far, all over. Including, even the local tournaments. Our guys jump in the local tournaments as well and play them. So it's great exposure, and we enjoy being a part of the Valley, really rallying the Valley. You mentioned the opportunity to teach people about who your guys are. So who are your guys? Well, I mean, we're a very international team. We do have 2 Texas kids on the roster, Augustine Salazar and Daniel Showtime Lay. But I mean, our guys go from France, Venezuela, Chile, New Zealand, Tasmania, Portugal. We're all over the place on that place, and guys like Emilian Bernal, who is French, but also spent time in Romania and Croatia growing up, is very world-traveled guys. And I think coming here, it's also a great chance for them to see this part of the world as well, and also for people in the Valley to meet these people from all over the world. It's a great way to just kind of show how worldly the sport is, but also how much UTRGV is bringing to the Valley. You mentioned Emmy. It's a kid, a Western Kentucky transfer. He's been here now 2 years. He'll be wrapping up his career in the near future. And he's a guy who came in, I think you thought he was going to be somewhere in the 1 through 3, and he's really nailed down that number 1 spot. Yeah, I mean, he was one of these guys who we knew were really good. He had a track record of playing at top of the lineup at his previous school. And we had some big recruits that came in with him. So we were thinking somewhere between 1 and 3. The commitment that he showed when he got here, one of the first 2 weeks he was here, I told him, man, you're working hard. Appreciate you working hard. And he looked at me and he said, Coach, that's why I'm here. I came here to work hard. And he's, truly has been, our number 1 player. I think he's been one of the top 1 or 2 players in the conference the last 2 years. And I think he's just going to continue to grow on that. I think he's far from done. I think he's going to have a look at the pro circuit once he's done as well. I just wish we had him for more than 2 years, basically. Well, he's earned 14 WAC Player of the Week or a Month awards in his 2 years here, and we'll see this week maybe get some more WAC hardware as they give out the all-conference honors. And the impact on your team, you mentioned just how hard he works. Do you think that that's helped to elevate the entire team? Yeah, I mean, Emmy's definitely one of these guys who you work hard at his level or he'll embarrass you in the process. But also, he's been kind of that guiding light that the guys look to and say, look what happens when somebody does come in and work hard. He had played 1, but it wasn't like he was winning at the rate he is now at his previous school. He came here, and with our schedule against Power 5 schools and schools like SMU and UTSA, it means that at the top of the lineup, there are no days off. So for him to be winning at, I think about a 60% win rate shows his work and what it's done and the outcome that comes from that. So I think he's been, kind of the guy who's shown the guys, this is how hard you need to work. And if you want to achieve, what they're trying to achieve at a Division I level. And we've seen, I think, over the last, from my first year to this year, the ability to work on court, the focus that they can have, and the overall intensity that we have in practice it's night and day.
I know you close out the season tomorrow at Abilene Christian before hosting the WAC tournament in Harlingen Thursday through Saturday. But how would you sum up your team's season entering the WAC tournament?
I think a slow start, but I would say that kind of in not truly that slow of a start. We are very young. We're sophomore and freshmen at 2 through 6, with Emmy being the only senior there. And the WAC is extremely level all the way through. If you look at the results across the campus, there's not one team way above and there's not one team way behind. Everything is tight. So I think going into conference, it's really going to be the team that gets hot. I do think we're really close to that. I think we're kind of just peeking around the corner, and I think that we could be in a position to be primed for conference.
And finally, I know you've played at the highest level. You played at Oklahoma State, went to NCAAs. What do you tell your team about playing in a conference tournament?
Well, it's a special experience. It's everything is extremely, extremely amped up, right? Typically, the crowds are loud, the energy's high, the coaching is high. Everything about it is special. You work the entire season, all the way since August, for that week, and you hope that you put the guys in position to be primed for that. And I tell the guys on the team, enjoy it, because it's the end of this team. Every team's different every year. This team is special, and it's the end of this team. So you enjoy those last few minutes with the guys on court with them, enjoying the energy with each other, and really hope that you finish with something special.
UTRGV men's and women's tennis hosts the Western Athletic Conference Tournament Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the HEB Tennis Center at Pendleton Park. Admission is free. Nate Robinson, head coach of the UTRGV men's tennis team, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll be back with UTRGV women's swimming and diving coach Betsy Graham after this. This is the UTRGV tennis and swimming and diving special from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Now hiring awesome crew. Apply at work@canes.com.
It's rodeo time at the Payne Auto Group.
Austin's our top rider. He's going to show us how it's done.
Get 0% for 72 months on all new 2024 Ram 1500 Crew Cab Lone Stars during Ram Truck Month at Payne Rio in Rio Grande City, Ed Payne Motors in Westlaco, and Payne Edinburgh.
Hey, Austin, what are you doing?
Look at to get us regardless.
When you picture yourself at a Dallas Cowboys game, you never picture yourself planning it. And why should you? That's what we're here for. RGV Tours takes all of the stress and hassle out of doing the things you love. Book your game tour with us and enjoy the NFL experience, an epic tailgate party, and more. We secure your tickets and get you there and back in a private charter bus while you focus on the real action. Visit rgvtours.com to book your Cowboys game tour today. And above all, relax. We know the road.
Coach, it looks like you're really ready to dive into this job.
Oh, I am.
Well, what do you say we go talk some swimming and diving?
Let's do it.
It's the UTRGV Tennis and Swimming and Diving Special from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. I'm Jonah Goldberg, and we're now joined by the inaugural UTRGV Women's Swimming and Diving head coach, Betsy Graham. Coach, excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So, tell us what the process is like when you hear, hey, UTRGV starting a team. Are you interested?
The process was, I've seen the pool. I've heard about the pool. Well, let me think about it a little bit. And then it became a reality. I just kind of put my name in the hat, and here I am.
You mentioned the pool, City of Far Natatorium, spot where UTRGV will practice and compete. It's got Olympic-sized pool. It's got platform diving. How much did that factor into your decision?
A lot. It factored in a lot because it's a great facility, and every Division I coach wants a brand new, great facility like that. The second part of the decision was I grew up in South Texas, so I get to come home and run the first Division I program here in the South.
Oh, where are you from?
Kingsville, Texas.
So right up the road.
Yep.
So when you competed in swimming and diving, there wasn't really an option for you to stay close to home, was there?
No, there wasn't.
Would that have made a difference for you?
It would have probably made a big difference because I come from a pretty big family and I'm the oldest, and it would have been nice to go home on the weekends and kind of help my family out a little bit, but I didn't. I went to Texas Tech. So.
A little harder drive.
Yeah.
So what do you think having a swimming and diving program here in the Rio Grande Valley, what kind of impact do you think that's going to have?
I think it'll bring a major impact, this being an Olympic year as well, and having that such a nice facility. I think the growth is going to be really good. Growth for swimming is always big on an Olympic year, and there are small teams in the valley, but I think knowing that there's a big pool in this area with good coaches, that it will just grow, and then that will grow the pool with the high schools, and they have middle school swimming down here now, so that's great because that feeds into the high school levels, and then just the quality of athletes that will come out of that, and we'll be able to stay home and swim where their families can see them will be huge.
Now, from what I understand, this isn't the first time you started the program either.
No, I started a men's program at Catawba College.
So what's the process like?
It's just like you would with any other team. You know, you're always having building years. It's just getting the student athletes. I'm a big proponent of your student first. The student athletes that'll fit into the program and want to swim and go to school, primarily go to school, and make good grades and move on from there. You know, swimming is swimming, but they're not leaving my program making money swimming. So the academic side is very important. And then just building upon that, and then, knowing what their dreams are and, helping them achieve that.
So what goes into recruiting to get people here to a new team?
The recruiting process for me right now is going to be just showing what we have, the program, the college, the academic side of things, and just wanting to, show what I've done in the past, what my program will look like, and, what they can accomplish and what they can bring to the program as well.
Now you come here with a lot of collegiate coaching experience, most recently UT Permian Basin. Tell us where some of the stops that you've been during your career.
I started out in Northern Michigan. My Texas Tech coach knew that I wanted to become a coach, and so she brought me in and mentored me, and she's mentored me all along. Ferris State, another Division II school from there. Then I came back to Texas and did an age group program called ATEX. From there, my mentor called me and said, hey, I got the Arkansas job, come be my assistant. And so I went to Arkansas, Catawba, UTB, now here.
So that journey, you were assistant coach for a number of years and you were head coach for a number of years. What did you learn from all of that time as assistant that helped you to become a successful head coach?
I had a really great mentor, but she also allowed me to learn from some of the best coaches. I would go stand next to Eddie Reese on a deck any day that we were at a meet, so I could just hear what he said, and just taking some of the courses and being around at the different national levels. I had a young man who competed at the Olympic trials. You learn from people. You learn how you want to coach, and you learn how you don't want to coach, just watching different coaches. And she gave me that ability to grow and grow within the team as well, because she would give me groups to work and be successful with, and when those swimmers were successful, the credit went to me, and she just allowed me to spread my wings, and from there I had one other head coach that I worked under. He had a different approach on things, and so just absorbing the differences in coaches has pretty much brought me to the level that I'm at. They've given me confidence across the board.
Now, one of the cool things about this facility you have here at the City of Fire Natatorium is that you're going to have the ability to host meets. In fact, we've already hosted 2 Western Athletic Conference championships, and that was before we even had a team or you as a coach. So when fans come to one of your meets, what can they expect to see?
Well, they're hopefully fast swimming as we go along. You know, it's going to be definitely going to be a building process. So, you know, they are going to see probably some fantastic diving within the swimming as well.
The diving is one thing that I think, you know, immediately you could be really good at. I mean, with the platforms, that not a lot of schools have platforms. Everybody's got springboards, but not a lot of schools have platforms. What kind of advantage does that give you?
In a scoring range, a lot, because you're right, a lot of people don't have platform diving. They're great if they have 1 meter and 3 meter, but platform will kind of open it up for everything.
And finally, just your impressions so far of UTRGV in the Rio Grande Valley.
People are so friendly, and I have loved just coming back south, just knowing and seeing it again. The school's great. I'm seeing just how much they care about their student athletes and their students in general, and just the growth and that you see right now going on at the college is great.
Betsy Graham, the inaugural head coach of the UTRGV Women's Swimming and Diving Program. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
The Vaqueros will hit the pool for the first time this fall. For updates, make sure you log on to goutrgv.com. We'll be back in a moment to wrap things up. This is the UTRGV Tennis and Swimming and Diving Special from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley.
In a growing community, we are 2 news teams working for you.
You get the same quality of journalism,
whether it's on Channel 5 News or Noticias RGV.
We combine bilingual anchors and reporters to inform you in both English y Español.
With the largest weather team, we work to protect you and your family during severe weather.
When you need to understand what's happening in the RGV, turn to the team that understands you.
2 channels, 2 languages, your choice.
Channel 5 News and Noticias RGV.
Thanks for tuning in for the UTRGV Tennis and Swimming and Diving Special from North Park Lexus, Rio Grande Valley. If you want to catch this show again, make sure you check it out on our YouTube channel at goutrgv.com/coachesshow. Big thanks to UTRGV women's tennis coach Wes Knott, men's tennis coach Nathan Robinson, and swimming and diving head coach Betsy Graham for joining us today. We'll be back with you next year. But until then, get your visa.